term matrix. We'll tell you, we're living in the matrix, guys. The term matrix comes from much older religious texts. The matrix first appears in 1312 BCE when the Torah was verbally handed down to Moses. This information later made it into the Old Testament of the modern-day Bible, which was written over 1,000 years later in the 6th century BCE. In fact, the term matrix, the matrix, can be located in 5 separate verses in the King James Bible, but hardly anyone ever realized it. Exodus 13:12, Exodus 13:15, Exodus 34:19, Numbers 3:12, and Numbers 18:15. So I can tell you guys, I've been digging into this stuff for a very long time, okay? Shall bring thee, here's an example, shall bring thee into the land of Canaanites, as he sware unto thee and to thy fathers, and shall give it thee, thou shalt set apart unto the Lord, and all over the matrix. And every first thing that come out of the beast which thou hast, the male shall be the Lord's, the first alluding to the fact that the matrix is a womb. Now what happens in the movie The Matrix? Where does Neo wake up from? He wakes up out of the womb, an artificial womb, and he's ejected from the matrix. See, in the movie The Matrix, Neo wakes up from the embryonic womb only to find the rest of the world was still asleep and enslaved as a power source for the machines. His mission is to help free the slaves. In the book of Exodus, which is actually the second book of the Torah, the book tells how the Israelites escaped slavery in Egypt through the strength of Yahweh, who's actually Endo. They didn't realize they were being manipulated. The God who has chosen Israel as his people. See, so this is ancient stuff, guys, being used in modern entertainment. But a lot of people are just slip right by them. But when you get to a high level of consciousness and you're into this type of information, these things light up on the screen when you see them, like lightning bolts. You know, that's what happens to me, like lightning bolts, and I immediately dig into them. Reality is built out of thought, and every thought begins to create reality. Edgar Cayce. So one of the biggest things that I'm involved in my life, and some of you who follow my other account, Coach Billy Carson, is more like for entrepreneurs and manifesting and trying to find a way to live life outside of the matrix and dabble in the matrix and live it because we're here, but at the same time know how to step out of it when you need to. Because I talk about not only building your own business, trying to get yourself out of the financial matrix, but also trying to live a life where you enjoy what you do, try to be on vacation, but working on vacation, and trying to reach and obtain high levels of goals, which is what I talk about there a lot. And I utilize something. I utilize this first hermetic principle, which is the power of thought, mentalism, to help manifest my reality. Once I discovered how to do it, I was already doing it, and everybody does it. When I really found out how to focus it and make it happen on a consistent basis is when I really began to see a lot of amazing things happen. I literally can do and have whatever I want. And that's the mentality and mindset that I always have. And when you doubt that, that's when it doesn't happen for you. You have to truly believe in it and feel it inside of you, deep inside your heart. So I talk about it all the time over there, the fact that I manifest things. And I use Facebook and Instagram on some of my accounts as a vision board for things that I want to bring into my life. Whether it's a new car, whether it's a trip that I want to take to go explore somewhere, whether it's an investment property that I want to get involved in so that I can utilize that revenue to eat, take care of my family, whatever it is. I help myself by manifesting myself, by envisioning those things, posting about them, talking about them. I even have a private group that I have that's called the Billionaires Owners Club. And in there, I put things that only billionaires would have because I'm trying to manifest that type of mentality and lifestyle. It's not because I feel that money is the biggest thing and most important thing in the world. I just feel like I can help more people if I'm more well off financially, because a lot of the things that need to take place on this planet are going to require a lot of money. And if you think that you can just sit back and just make posts on the internet and change the world, it's probably not going to happen that way. It's going to help, but you need to have people plugged in with ordinary, powerful people. And I just happen to be one of those people that has the capability of doing that. It's not for everybody. But if you're trying to manifest something like a brand new Toyota Corolla, you're trying to manifest something like a brand new job that helps pay you better wages so you can take care of your family better. You're trying to manifest moving from an apartment into a house. All of these things are possible. The energy and the power source is already inside you to make that happen. All you have to do is first visualize it in your mind. I mean, literally see it. Don't just like, oh yeah, I want a new house. But what kind of new house? I could show you today on my phone. I was on Zillow today. Zillow is an app with houses on it. okay? Because we're looking to move into a new property. And I'm looking at properties and we're picking out properties and we're getting an idea of the kind of property, how we want it to look, how we want the interiors to look, how we want the driveway to look, how we want the backyard to look. And then we're finding them and we find ones that we like, then we're screenshotting those and we're putting them on our vision board in our group chat that we have so we can actually see them and look at them on a daily basis. And then also looking into, well, what would the payments be? What would the mortgage be? What would the insurance? What would this? What are all these aspects of owning this property? What's the maintenance upkeep going to be on a property like this? All these aspects need to be considered when you're trying to manifest. You can't just be like, oh, I want a new house and walk away. You say, no, I want a new house. This is very specific. This is the kind of house. This is the kind of backyard. This is the kind of front yard. This is the kind of size I'm interested in. This is the amount of bedrooms. I want 4 bedrooms. I want 5. I want 1. I want 2. Whatever the number is that you want. Think about those. Write them down then. Also write them down. Piece of paper and a pen. Remember that stuff? Now you're focusing on this manifestation. Now think about what it would take to be able to afford the payment on it, or you're going to pay for it cash, whichever one that you're looking to do. You're going to buy it outright or make a down payment and make payments. Start thinking and focusing on the income sources needed to generate that revenue to take care of that. So now you're focusing on, now all of a sudden you have energy being directed directly into this manifestation that you're looking to create. And you're not just throwing it out there, you're speaking it, you're writing it, you're taking pictures of it, you're visualizing it in your mind. And now guess what's going to happen? The universe is going to start unfolding and doors are going to start opening. Now this is where your intuition has to take over. You have to be able to realize when doors of opportunities are opening, or windows of opportunity are opening for you to take advantage of situations to manifest, help you manifest this reality. This is where a lot of people fall off again. They don't realize the opportunities coming to them. And this is where you can really fall short. You have to have the intuition because windows and doors, they open, but they also what? They close. There's a short period of time that they open and close, and you have to be able to jump through when they're open. What does that mean? If you're looking to buy a property, let's say, for example, I'm just using the property as an example. And there's a opportunity for you to maybe take on a new job or a new independent, you're an independent contractor. So something came up that allow you to generate some extra revenue for that, but you really don't feel like doing it because you feel like you're a little overworked, or maybe you're tired, or maybe whatever reason you just feel like doing it. And now they appoint that contract to somebody else. And now the house that you were interested in becomes available and would have been affordable if you would have had that contract, but you didn't take that contract because you just felt like whatever. And now the house that you really want just became available. The one you really was like, this is the dream house, this is the one I wanted. But then you're like, damn, I just gave away a contract that would have helped me cover the whole down payment or maybe even pay the whole house off. That's what I'm talking about. Little windows of opportunity will appear to you and come at you in different ways, but you got to have the future vision to understand that this is going to help me with something that I'm trying to acquire or something I'm trying to do for my family. You have to be able to put that together and utilize that in your life, okay? So let's talk a little bit about general relativity. I kind of touched on this earlier, but I want to go into it a little bit better. General relativity is a name given to Einstein's theory of gravity. This has to do with the curvature of space-time and how mass or gravity can actually warp or bend space. We as humans have the ability to bend the matrix to our will using nothing more than our mind. Imagine that the matrix is a space-time and our minds are the gravity wells. Everywhere that we go in the third dimension, we create warped space in the matrix. Okay, so this is important to understand. So if you look here, this diagram, this image that I have here, you see the Earth, all spatial bodies create a warped gravitational field or warped space around the body. There's warped space around your actual avatar right now. It's bent. Space bends around objects. The more mass, the more the bend. Okay, that's why suns create supergravity because they warp. They have so much mass, they warp space in a way that a lot of things fall directly toward them. That's why a lot of the asteroids fall towards the sun, not away from the sun. All right, so keep that in mind. Now let's replace the Earth with your consciousness. I use Albert Einstein here, good old Albert Einstein, to represent your mind, just because obviously he was an intelligent person. But his brain, your consciousness, will replace his space with your space. You're now sitting in space-time. We're all sitting in space-time. Quantum entanglement has to occur for this law of attraction to happen, for this manifestation. So your mind now has to be on a high level frequency to sync with the Christ consciousness or the universal consciousness like partner. There's two particles out there. One is the conscious level frequency vibration that you synchronize with, and that frequency and that flower of life frequency is then synchronized with the flower of life universal consciousness. And so what happens is you can see the arrows go down as your frequency mind is connected directly to this consciousness, this high level thinking, and you're thinking about manifesting an object or a thing or a love or whatever it is into your life. And then it synchronizes because it's high frequency with the universal consciousness. The law of attraction is allowed to occur in your life. And that gravity well, those bends around your consciousness, your face, that's where all the information, all the opportunities, all the ability, all the things you need to make things happen are falling directly toward you. And then your intuition has to come into play and recognize that those things falling toward you and utilize them as tools to accomplish the main goal of manifestation. That's how it works. It's not magic. It's not all this other kind of stuff. It's real unified physics that allows this to happen, okay? And what is quantum entanglement? Scientists discovered, actually, Einstein called it spooky action at distance. You take two particles and use a laser and do something called parabolic down conversion, where you get the both particles on the same frequency. If you had the capability, you could take one particle to the other end of the universe, literally. And then you can change the information in the particle that's local to you, and the other particle will change instantaneously, bypassing the speed of light. That's quantum entanglement, proving that distance is even an illusion. We're all living on this energy grid, okay? So this is amazing stuff that modern science is now quantum entangled multiple particles together. I think they've done now several molecules, which is amazing. So in the future, you'll see something like subspace communication, which is one of the things that we're working on at the Space Agency. One of our research and development projects is a subspace relay. And how does a subspace relay work? Well, we have four crystals, special crystals. These crystals are specific, special because they're on a specific frequency and they've all been quantum entangled. So 3 of the crystals get put into 3 different satellites and get sent out to deep space in a region that's being explored, or we know in the future will be explored. They create an array. They all synchronize back to the crystal here that's local at the control station. If you're out there in a ship in 100 years, you want to send a signal back to Earth, and you're out there by Jupiter, it would take 3 months for that signal, that message to get back to Earth. However, if you're out there by Jupiter and you send a message to the local satellite relay, which may only take a couple of hours, that array will transmit that information back to the local crystal here on Earth instantaneously, bypassing the speed of light, meaning communication back and forth can be done from deep space back to the home base. This is some of the stuff we're working on developing using this same universal unified physics and this type of spiritual technology. This is real stuff, guys, and this is all talked about in my book. So like I said before, this is a famous scene here. One of my favorite scenes in The Matrix is when he literally realizes the true power flowing in him, through him, and out of him, and allows him to realize that the Matrix is bendable, it's warpable, it's manipulable. You can change it. You don't have to go down the path that you're on. You can literally at any moment stop and change your mind. That's how powerful this scene is to me. And it allows you to know that the path that you're on now doesn't have to be the path that you stay on. You can make a mental decision to understand the power that's already inside of you and make that adjustment.